Hello everybody, welcome to Highlight Crafts and our new fabulous Flower of the Month launch, which is our wonderful Christmas rose. Now in this one, we're working with the SVG files and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to use the matte layers from the collection and make an easel card. Now I've already gone ahead and designed it. I'm going to go through it step by step on the machine, but I just quickly want to lay it out so you can see what I've done. So I've welded two of the matte layers together. I've then rotated and welded them together again. I've scored, but normally you would see me score an easel that way, okay? But on this occasion, I actually want to see the green. I've printed the cardstock and made it myself. So if I put it this way instead, this is going to mat on top like so. And that is going to create my easel. And then I've got somewhere to put my florals. So that is the premises of what we're actually going to make is the easel card itself. If you watch the Minecraft Studio video that we that goes with this particular Flower of the Month, that is where you will find how I create that green backing paper. Okay, so if you're wondering where that's come from, it isn't part of the download. It is actually something that I've made using the Minecraft Studio. So hop along onto there and see how I do that first. Then you can actually get to make exactly what I've done here. So let's go on to the machine and have a look at how I made the actual easel card. So I'm going to wake the machine up, retrieve data onto my USB, and I want the SVGs for this one. Now, it's the over the edge piece that I'm wanting. It's not the build a bouquet. I've already cut out all my elements for this. I don't need to do any cutting. If you are new to this particular way of using the scan and cut, there are lots of videos. Andrew will put the link below to it for you to be able to go straight to it of how to align and scan and align and actually cut out your files. Okay, so it's just all about that little black box, but Mel will describe it all to you for you in the link. So matte cuts, as I suggested, that's where we want. And I'm using the matte cuts because it means that I've got an edge to the flower. And I wanted it to be green this time. I wanted a green background. On these three pieces, I already know that this side is the largest one because that's another reason I love the scan and cut with the SVG files for the Flower of the Month is because you get different sizes. So I'm going to say, yes, that's the one I want. Drag it a little bit further down onto the page because this is where I'm going to be working. Now, I'm not going to get very far just with one piece of this. So I need to go into Object Edit and I need multiple, okay? So first of all, I'm going to add one and say yes. So now I've got two, but I want them facing each other because I want to create a hole in the middle of my card. So first of all, before I do anything else, I'm going to flip. Because another thing that you get with your SVG files is you get the reverse reflection too. So if I've done this right, I should have the right way and the wrong way reflections to be able to build this card. So now I want to overlap these two slightly to weld them together. And that's the start of the body of the card. So if I nudge these together, and I'm just going to use my stylus just until I've got an overlap. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, to make sure they're aligned properly, because I don't want it all higgledy-piggledy, I'm going to press OK, go into Select Multiple, everything on the mat, press OK again, and then go into here, which is our alignment, into the alignment, and I'm going to make sure they both, one did slightly move, and now they're aligned. Everything is still highlighted on the mat. So now all I need to go to is Object, Edit and Weld. It will say, if you weld these two together, you can't unweld them on here anyway. If you take it into Canvas, it does in Canvas, but on here on the machine, you're not able to do that. So press OK because I've done, that's exactly what I want. I want them welded together. So now I've saved this to the machine, okay? Because at this point, I want to then alter it. So I'm going to save this, press OK. I'm going to save it to the USB actually, press save. Yep, so I've saved that piece because we are going to need to cut one out like that. So you can either cut that out now with your green cardstock that I've shown you in MCS to create, and then you can then go on to manipulate it. But it's good to do it like this. Now I want two of these to weld together. Back into Edit, Object Edit, and multiple of two. So I've now got two pieces. I'm going to rotate 90, 180. So I've now got two. But unfortunately, because I've done that, it's now no longer a mirror. So to make it a mirror, I've got to flip. So that it probably didn't look like it moved, but it did. And I need to overlap these two little pegs here, these legs. So if I pull that down, you can see that there's a gap. I'm overlapping them, not by very much. Okay, I'm happy with that. So we also need to align them again. Press OK, select, multiple select, everything on the mat. And then we go back into the alignment. And this time, I want them so they're aligned centrally, like that. So it has actually moved it, so they're aligned perfectly. While it's all aligned like that and everything is selected, we now go into weld. And I've now got my card blank. Press OK. That is just big enough to fit onto an A4 sheet of cardstock that I've already gone ahead. So at this point, cut it out. You've got your other piece that you've cut out already, but then save these because it means that once you've done the work once, you don't need to do it again. Now we can go to the project and actually assemble. So it's super easy to do things like this, especially with the matte layers. Now, these are the reflections. I've used the large, okay? So I've picked the larger one. So I just wanted to show, and this, for you, all of you that haven't done this before, when I spoke about the black box, that is the black box. But like I say, click on the link. It'll take you straight to Mel and the video, and she'll talk you through step by step how to group, scan and align to cut out your reflections with your scan and cut. So now I've got my two pieces on here. And what I've done is I've scored in the middle, which is that one. And like I said earlier, normally you would score here and your easel would be like that. But clearly that's not going to work. And we don't want to put it that way because then our flower is upside down. We don't want that. So all you've got to do is fold it away from you. And it creates a different easel. And also you still get the green of what is behind as well. So that's the first place we're going to start. A little bit of glue. Ooh, quite a lot of glue. And I'm going to put glue on this rather than on the actual piece, extra piece, because then I've got no chance of getting it wrong and putting glue too far down. Okay, so lined it up, just press that nice and firm. That's my first piece. Now I can go to all the other pieces. I have got my reverse reflection, so I did that bit right. So take these out. And just because you have got decoupage pieces if you wanted to, but just because this is how it is, doesn't mean that you can't snip into it, okay? That is going to go there. Oops, come back. That is going to sit there. And then opposites. These are just going to sit flat at the bottom to add colour and not for any other reason. Okay, so they're going there just to finish it off really. A little bit of glue. I'm going to put these on the base first, like so. And then this one. So I'm using my wet glue for this because these are flat. And as and when I've built up my other two pieces, like So that's that bit. Tape. These are then going to be a little bit more definition to these. Okay, so I've gone on to start using my 3D tape. 1, 2, and then like I say, I've got these extra pieces. So I'm just going to snip the greenery away at the bottom because I don't want the stem again. And I'm not bothered about that particular, those little leaves. Okay. So that's my first one. And my second one, cut away. And I just want the flower on this. So again, as you can see with this, I'm actually holding my scissors at a bit of an angle, 45-degree angle, because that is then going to eliminate my white edge. And it also works the same when you're using and doing different other decoupage. Even though I snipped some of that away, I will keep the flower, nothing else. So I've now got 3 layers of my decoupage, and then I'm going to mirror on the other side. So that is there. Whoops. That one. So same thing again. Take away. So you always do when you're doing your decoupage. There's no, I always say this, and I know you're probably sick of hearing me, and there's probably those of you out there, maybe the lovely Liz that's watching, or some of the others that's thinking, you tell us all the time, Amanda. I do tell you all the time, but there isn't any decoupage police. I do it this way. You don't want to do it. You do it exactly how you want to do it. If you want to leave greenery in, if you want to cut every individual flower out, absolutely go for it. Okay? You do how you want your project. These, how I work, it is literally just a taster of how you can work with it. Okay? So same again. And then the other pieces that I cut on the Scan and Cut in readiness for this was the Builder Bouquet. And they are going to go on the bottom as my stopper. So let's quickly pop my decoupage on here. Now you can ink extra ink onto these if you wanted to, which would be beautiful. You can then shape them differently using your mats and your ball tools, which again makes things very, very different. Remember, we are working with the Christmas rose, so glitter really and sparkle. It's a given really for something like this, isn't it? Adding that detail in. You really need a bit of glitz and glamour when you're working with it. That is on there. This is now going to go. And then those sentiments that I've showed you how to do, you absolutely can then build on from this and put your sentiments in. That is going to go in like so. This on this side. Like that. That will then stand up, and we just need a couple of flowers at the base. I want the single ones. In fact, I can chop into some of these. That would be nice. And that one. So for these, I'm curling it the other way. Let's chop the stem. Keep that. I'm going to keep the bud. And this is going to allow me to be able to make sure that the Christmas rose, that my actual easel card stands up. It needs a stopper, so we're creating the little stopper. You could, however, if you wanted to, create a banner here with your sentiments. So this could be best wishes, get well soon, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, whatever that may be, across the bottom, and then that would even up each side. But for me, I'm quite happy. I'm going to tuck that like that. That's that stopper at that side. and that one, and then at this side, no, that way, like so. I'm just going to make sure that is then my lovely little easel card. All made from the mats out of the SVG files. And it's really, really pretty. So you could then put your Merry Christmas along here instead. So your sentiment, so it's entirely up to you where you take that. And of course, as always, you can make it bigger or smaller. It's entirely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me for the SVG inspiration for our lovely Flower of the Month Christmas rose. You all take care, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you click the like button. Subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and click the bell icon to receive notifications of all our future content. You can also click here to see our latest video, or click here to see more videos like this one.